And welcome back to the Murdy Creative Co podcast. I'm your host, Colin Murdy, and today's topic is our biggest order yet. But first, I want to say thank you to everyone who's supported the company so far. If you haven't got a chance, go check us out on the web at murdycreative.co. That's M-U-R-D-Y, creative.co. Or you can check us out on Facebook and Instagram by searching at murdycreative.co to see the best of our product shots. Follow us, keep up to date with our daily photos, be the first one to know about new product launches. You can also use the subscribe button at the bottom of our website to be included in all of our new product announcements. Be sure to check out our laser engraving personalization options and exclusive colors on the website, or you can get a blank one on Amazon Prime. Also, be sure to check out our new Discord server. If you did not listen to the last episode, you should go listen to the last episode. And if you did listen to it and you haven't joined our Discord server, why not? In the bottom of in the top of the description, there's going to be a link that'll take you right to the Discord server. That is a place where you can talk directly back and forth with me and the rest of the team and other members of the community, where we brainstorm ideas for new products. I talk about the prototyping I'm doing with the new stuff. We talk about issues, feedback, all those great things. And it's been a really fun community so far. So go check that out. Join our Discord. It's a great opportunity to get in communication with us. All right, so today we're talking about our biggest order. So this is important to note that this is not our biggest order by sales dollars, per se. We had that a couple of months back. But this is going to be our largest order by volume by far, by almost a magnitude. We actually have sold 2,000 units of one of our accessories for a big business client, and I'm very excited about this project. I'm very excited about this process all in all. This is our first really big order from a volume standpoint from the ASI community. And it is a promotional company. It was facilitated by a promotional company, and that process has been interesting. It's been a learning experience for us, especially. And also, I think it's been interesting because it presents a bit of a challenge in a couple of ways, right? Both with kind of figuring out how to do the billing properly, how to do terms properly, and realistically, the biggest challenge for us is going to be figuring out how to do manufacturing in this way, right? Because for years, we've done one-off, 5-off, 100 maybe. I think our previous biggest order had been something like 120 or 150 items, right? But this is a huge change from that, right? The difference between 150 or 200 items and 2,000 items, particularly something like an accessory, which is something we don't make necessarily regularly, is a huge challenge for us, but in a good way, right? And I think for us, it's going to be an opportunity to test some of my theories on what we can do from a manufacturing perspective. Now, to do the short version of it, the problem with ASI and the problem with our accessories being big sellers like this is for us to recoup the amount of money that we would lose by shutting down production for a week, hypothetically, would be a lot more than most of those ASI customers are willing to pay. So the challenge isn't necessarily how many can we make, right? Because, for example, if we did nothing but make our accessories for an entire week, we could perhaps make all of the 2,000 accessories in 1 week. But in the process of doing that, we would get way behind and lose out on all of our other business from our direct-to-consumer and other things along those lines. And the cost of that, of not getting those sales and not taking care of those sales, would be far, far more than what they paid for those large koozies. So the trick is to say, how can we balance doing a big volume order like this and maintaining our normal production at the same time? Now, the good news is that there is opportunity, I think, in our production period to be able to take up some of the slack of our productive downtime. Summer is normally a slower season for us, and while we are a little bit short-staffed because last week we had Meryl out for the whole week, and this week we're going to have Anna out for the whole week, and the week after that we're going to have Melinda out for the whole week. So there's going to be 3 weeks back-to-back where we're going to be down one full-time staff member. So that does present a challenge from a production standpoint, but even despite that, I think we will be able to do a really good job meeting our targets for the delivery on this particular order. And I think a big part of it's going to be able to say, okay, how do we block off a specific amount of time to do this right? Now, I've gone in early, and I've set up the roughs and the pre-cuts. So we've basically said, okay, this is our target date for delivery. This is when we want to have it delivered by. This is how much time we quoted them it was going to take, which means we need to do at least 150 of these or 140 of these every day, period, like clockwork. And we'll ship them out in batches once we finish a week, right? A week at a time. So that'll be good in that regard. But being able to say that we have to get a specific number done, that way. Now, with that in mind, doing 150 of these accessories is going to probably take 3 full-time people, 2.5 hours, maybe more, depending on how we structure it, to maybe less if we can get really good at it. There's a lot of unknowns in this, but that's my hope, which means that basically we have to say, okay, 2.5 hours of which functionally, I guess if you say 2.5 hours times 3, or maybe 2.5 hours times 4 is probably a more appropriate way to look at it. We're looking at 8 to 10-ish hours of labor, right? So we have to say we've got the equivalent of 8 to 10 hours of labor that need to be devoted for this project a day. Now, one way to look at it is we could say we could have one person all day from start to finish do nothing but this. That's one way to do it. The other way to do it, which is how we're really going to probably do it, at least to start with, is we're going to have 140 roughs ready to get punched right away in the morning. We're going to have 140 already cut, ready to be engraved right away in the morning. And so right away, at the very beginning of the day, someone can dive right into engraving. And someone can dive right into cutting. Or punching, I should say. And then someone can dive right into cutting. So at the end of the day, there was always another set ready to go. So functionally, in this hypothetical day 1, there's a set of pre-cuts ready to go for engraving that were cut the day prior, in this case. And there is a set of roughs ready to be punched. And so it's kind of like that stack moves throughout each day. Using this method, and I know that sounded convoluted and probably didn't make a lot of sense now that I'm thinking back on what I just said. It doesn't make a lot of sense, and it's hard to, I guess, say it properly. But functionally, the way that you think of it is this. If I'm operating the press today and I'm cutting the roughs into the final designs, my job is to take the stack that's been cut of roughs and turn them into finished design before the end of the day. And it doesn't matter whether I get done early, because the person who's doing engraving isn't going to start on that stack anyway until the morning of the next day. Same thing with the roughs, same thing with engraving, right? Doesn't matter necessarily if you get more than that engraved, the person who's assembling isn't going to start till the next day. So functionally, it moves through each day in that process. And I think doing it this way will allow for us to have enough production diverted to this particular process that we can keep up on our targets. But at the same time, it will allow for us to have functionally an additional 6 hours throughout the rest of the day to do the other orders that we need to get done. And there's going to be a little experimentation, I'm sure. But all in all, I think this is going to be a great opportunity for us to test this. And if we can get good at this, and this is actually going to be a big critical point for us, if we can get good at this and we can actually make 2,000 of these in the time frame that we've allotted for it, and we can make the process from a production standpoint work doing it this way, that informs a lot of our future decision-making on big orders like this. Because one of the things that has been a real X factor, a real mystery in all of our analysis and putting together our ASI proposition for those clients and trying to figure out what we're going to offer to them is we don't really have a lot of good examples of a large order in the past to work off of from an estimating standpoint. We don't have a history of doing 10,000 piece orders. So if someone came to us with a 10,000 piece order, we wouldn't even know where to begin necessarily in the estimating other than pure guesses. Now, they're educated in some way, I guess, because we aren't operating in a vacuum. We do have some experience with some of them, but nothing like that. And for all I know, we're going to discover that 140 is way too low and that we can produce a lot more every day and stay on top of our orders, and we should be. Or on the flip side of it, we're going to realize that 140 is way too many because people's hands get tired. It's difficult to do that many in the row. The process takes longer than we think it does. Any number of reasons. That information will be good as well and will be very important in our decision-making going forward. So all in all, being able to have a good sense of how these really large bulk orders will work is going to be very important for us. Realistically as well, it's also going to factor back into the cost, right? Because, if I'm serious about how we priced this out, we may have underpriced ourselves a little bit. And I'm really hoping, and I'm counting on the fact that our production can do what we need it to do. Because if I'm wrong, we're not going to make very much money on this order. If it takes a lot longer to do than I think it should, or than I would estimate it would, it's going to get really expensive for us really fast, and it's going to become a real problem. But that'll be interesting as well. That'll provide information as well, and I think that'll be good to know for future. So I'm excited. I think it's going to be a great opportunity to test things out, get really things moving, and I'm really excited to see what happens next. And it's great to see that we've got finally some movement on the ASI front in some larger bulk orders, and I'm hoping we can get a couple more of these, because if we get a handful of these every month, we're going to be in really good shape. All right, folks, thanks for tuning in today. Be sure to check back in Thursday for that next topic, and don't forget to check that subscribe button as well as the notification bell to get notified right away of our latest podcast. If you have any questions or concerns about your leather binder, journal, folio, accessory, anything else we sell, please feel free to contact us on the main page of our website at murdycreative.co. Or you can contact us via our Instagram or Facebook. You can text, email, call, direct message, all the best. I'll do my best to get back to you as soon as possible. If I do appreciate your patience, though. Please, 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 if you're interested, join our Discord server. At the top of the description, we'll have a link where you click on that. It'll join our Discord server. That's another great way to get a hold of us. It's also a great way if you've got a simple question that someone in the community might answer or might know the answer, and other employees as well will be able to answer as well. So it's a great way to get a hold of us. Check out the Discord server. If you have a quick question, you want to place an order over the phone, please feel free to give us a phone call at 414-434-9001. We're available Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Central Time. You can also text us at that number as well, 414-434-9001. If for whatever reason you don't get a hold of us either during business hours or after hours, do please leave us a voicemail. If you're calling about a specific order, please include the order number in the voicemail. It should start with the letter S and then be followed by a series of digits. That does help us identify both who we're talking to and what we're talking about. It makes it a little easier to answer the questions. If you think we deserve it, a good review can go a long way to help us grow our new community. Both a review on the podcast and whatever app you're listening on, as well as a review on the website itself. If you go to murdycreative.co/reviews, you can read all of our amazing 5-star reviews. We have, at this point, changed where the reviews go to. So if you click on the ring that leave us a good review, it'll take you, at this point, I believe, to Google. Previously, it was Facebook. Due to the way we're trying to optimize our SEO, we're pushing our reviews to Google now, and we're going to continue to do so. So if you left us a review previously on Facebook, you may receive an email from us in the next couple of months here that'll say, hey, this is the review you left us on Facebook. If you still love the company, if you still want to help us out, please, please, please click on the link here to copy that to Google. So if you get that email, please do it. That does help us. And also, if you want to leave us a review, check that out. If for whatever reason you'd leave us a bad review, there's another button that says get directly in contact with us. It is deeply important to me personally that everyone has a good experience with the company and the product. Whatever the problem is, please, please, please give us an opportunity to make things right before you leave us a bad review. We will do our best to do so. Word of mouth is the best form of advertising, always has been, always will, people. So please do leave us, or please do reach out and tell your friends about the company. If you want to get a little something for doing that, be sure to log into the top of our website with the little man icon. Once you're logged in, you create a profile, you get 10% back as in-store credit on any purchase you make. You can use that on any product that we sell. So it's a great opportunity to get a little something for helping us out. Also, there's a shareable link in that tab, which is in the bottom left-hand corner of the main page of the website. When you open up that window, there's that little shareable link. You give that to your friends and family. They get $10 off their first purchase, and you get $10 of in-store credit when they make that purchase. So it's a great way to help the company and helps you as well. If you have any podcast topics you want to hear more about, send them my way. If you need to send us an email, you can talk to us below on the YouTube. If you're talking on YouTube, you can go to our Discord. There's a specific channel for the podcast specifically on our Discord on the top of the description, that link there. Be sure to join our Discord. I'm going to say Discord about 6 more times. So definitely go check that out. Otherwise, definitely leave us a topic. I want to talk to you guys about what you want to know about, so ask questions. If you're looking for multiple items for gifts, giveaways, menus, really any reason, we have no bulk orders. We do have bulk order discounts, and they are built directly into the cart itself. So all you need to do is mix and match to your heart's desire, build your own custom package. It is only based off the total cart quantity. And then once you click checkout, it will automatically apply the appropriate discount for that quantity that you've chosen. If for whatever reason you are interested more in learning about what the discount percentage and the quantity relationship is, definitely send us an email, sales@murdycreative.co. We'd be happy to talk about them. Now I can say, if you're looking for a custom and great item, we have no minimum order quantities. That's right, you can get just one of something. So I guess technically we have a minimum order quantity of one. And there's no setup fees, just a simple flat fee, normally about $15. It can go up, go down, depending on how big or complicated or simple your logo is. So be sure to go to our website, go to any of the product pages, except for a few, and click on the Add Custom Logo button. It's going to open up the customized product, and then there's going to be a button that says Add Logo. You click on that, it'll open up our customizer. This is where you can upload logos, add text, resize, reposition, rotate, do all of the normal things, and then click Add to Cart. When you check out with that custom item in your cart, it actually ties the design that you made to that product and allows us, when we're manufacturing it, to pull up that design and engrave it directly on the binder with no editing. It's a very cool technique, and it really helps us make things exactly how you wanted them. If for whatever reason you don't see that Add Custom Logo button, please do send us an email, sales@murdycreative.co. Ask about the custom item. We can happily create a mock-up as well as a custom order link for that specific item. We are still working on getting all of our products into the customizer. It's a very arduous process. There's a lot of work that goes into that, so it's taking some time, but we do appreciate your patience as we work through that. We would love to help make a custom item, even if it's not listed necessarily on the website for engraving. Thank you so much for tuning in. Have a great day, and goodbye.